Well, for more on that story, we're now joined by Ayo Johnson, who's an African policy analyst who joins us on the line from London. Mr. Johnson, as always, thank you for joining our broadcast. Now, the interim Tunisian government claims it's going to investigate Ben Ali's finances. Is that likely to result in any tangible result, or is this just empty rhetoric?
Well, empty rhetoric, I would have thought not. This is quite serious. It would appear that the RCD party is in real trouble. Ben Ali is also in real trouble. There are questions as to how much money has actually left the country, how much money has been stashed in foreign bank accounts, and it would appear that the authorities are going to go after him to ensure that they get all the money back. But I think it shows that the Tunisia's population are quite angry. They're quite upset that for decades they've been suppressed. Especially the youth of Tunisia, of which you have nearly 80%, if not 70% of the population being under the age of 30, who are highly educated, who are quite knowledgeable as to how the world works, are demanding that much more of their society and demanding that much more of their government. So it would appear that the RCD and Ben Ali are in real trouble moving forward.
Right. Now, the Arab League chief says unrest may spread while protests are only increasing in neighboring Algeria and Egypt. Now, do you foresee maybe a North African revolution? Well,
what you've got to look at this is that clearly there is a revolution of some description taking place in Tunisia. The spark that ignited this revolution in Tunisia was a young man who dozed fire on his body, and the rest has been history. It's questionable as to whether this wave of change that we're seeing across Tunisia would spill over into the other Arab countries. But nonetheless, there is a ripple effect, and it's questionable as to when that ripple would finally die out. I personally don't think that the conditions are exactly the same in every country, but there are instances where there are commonalities, and the essence of oppression, the fact that civilians are looking for change, the fact that they want access to jobs, recreation, and not to mention that the youth of each one of these countries that you just mentioned, be it Egypt or Libya or Mauritania or Algeria, are requesting the same things that the Tunisians have been asking for, which is they want a government which delivers for them, a government that they choose for themselves, and a government which represents them. So I think there's nothing wrong with that.
Right. Now, in general, Africa has long suffered because of its colonial past. Now, is the continent, in a sense, coming to age with this awakening amongst the populace?
Well, it would appear so, but we've got to look at this in more greater context. We've had the Iranian Revolution, and we've seen how that transpired in Iran. We've had the British Revolution, and we've seen how that's changed with the monarchy. We've even had the French Revolution. So there are calls that maybe this, if at all it is what it claims to be, may be a revolution that will cut across the Arab countries. But it's questionable as to whether we would see this sort of change, and it's questionable as to whether the change that people are seeing now will be transferred to other regions in the area. So it's questionable, and I don't think anyone can call this. No one has a crystal ball to say otherwise.
All right, we'll have to leave it there for now. That was Ayo Johnson, African policy analyst, joining us on the line from London. Mr. Johnson, as always, we appreciate your comments here at Press TV.
If you stay with us, I'm going to